I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk to folks from the VTuber community about their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Onikusparkles joins me. Hi,
Hello.
and welcome to the show. Could you introduce yourself to everyone, please?
Hello, I'm Onikusparkles. I'm a cursed mermaid and I live in Australia. It's pretty warm right now.
Yes, it is quite warm there. Here, we are not warm. we 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 are still at the end of, although our winter has been very warm for us. We have our bugs are going to be as big as cats by the time the spring rolls around, and no hard freeze whatsoever. Uh, you've been online for a little while now. I just got through watching a little bit of your content. And you do a lot of different things. You do both gaming and a lot of art streams as well. Am I right?
Yes, that is true. Mostly art, just because when I game, it's like I don't want my laptop to blow up.
I did hear one where one something was getting too hot while you were playing. that,
Yeah.
that reminds me of the old days when I had a Commodore 64, and that tells you how old I am. And I would play it to the point where all of the monsters on the screen would kind of show up together at once. And the
Oh
disk
no.
the disk drive got so hot I had to take it off the wooden table. But
Oh no.
yeah, well, the bad old days. But it's interesting to watch someone who has an artistic talent work on basically live on as VTubers. I see that you're a self-taught artist.
Yes, I'm so I've been drawing ever since I was little. I try to evolutionize my art skills. So far, I'm still stuck in my one art style, which I'm pretty proud of.
It's pretty good art style. I mean, if folks get a chance to check out, we'll have the links to get to your channel on the interview page. Folks need to check out and see what Aniku's got going, because it's some good stuff. I'm impressed. Of course, I can't draw anything, but I really think that people who are able to go out and not only um, have confidence enough to be an artist and show their work, but do it in front of an audience. That's a whole different concept.
It totally is. It's refreshing also to get to know people as well in in the art community when drawing as well. So that's pretty much why I do art on streams, is to be involve myself more in the art community as well.
Have you been able to get kind of a networking going with other artists?
So far, not really. I've tried in the past. I just overthink it and then back out at last second.
Well, it does happen, and again, it's a question of getting in there, getting comfortable with yourself, and then getting comfortable with having other people involved too. Uh, are
Mm.
you comfortable now with being the artiste in front of the screen?
Somewhat. I get a little upset with myself when I don't finish a piece on stream. But it's mostly because energy drops, and I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there.
Well, you don't want to finish. You don't want to half do something, and you don't want to do something when you're not feeling it, and then you come back later and say, why did I do that? And uh, while I guess art is fixable, I and I'm just guessing here. It would be awfully disappointing to think that you're done and then come back and say that you're not done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So you were drawing from early on. Um, was it something that you've always wanted to do, be an artist?
Yes, actually, I really, really wanted to delve in animation as well, but still animation is what I'm doing. But I have delved into doing live 2D art, and my model is actually drawn and rigged by myself.
Excellent. That's something I see a few people doing, but not to the extent of actually being an artist and doing it. They're more kind of experimenting with it. Is the model still a work in progress, or is this a model that you're going to keep for a while?
I might update it, make a new outfit, but there is some things that I might update, some parameters, some jiggle physics with the hair and the clothing.
Yeah, the clothing that people have to talk about. Yes, but being able to do that is pretty is something that's way out of my realm of understanding. And artistic ability working it on the internet is different than just sitting with a pad and paper and doing it. Did you have to learn slowly to adapt yourself to working art on the computer, or was it something that you took to very easily?
It's something I took to very easily. Like back in the day of DeviantArt, I actually started drawing with a mouse and on MS Paint.
So you were
And then it went,
you were in the early days, early door as far as that goes,
yeah,
and
uh,
and
yeah.
you were able to adapt and get other programs later.
Yes. So then my second step in the art programs was like from Paint, MS Paint to Paint Tool Sci, and now recently it's Clip Art Studio, which is pretty good. I tried fiddling around with Photoshop, but to me that's like a big math board that I can't understand.
Yeah, yeah. It's I mean, sometimes you just get a program that is just you just don't fit with. Whether it's doing working with audio, whether it's working with video, whether it's working with art, it just doesn't fit your needs. It seems like right now you've got something that you've really caught a roll with.
Very much so, very much so. Very true.
Yeah. Now, what types of things do you like to draw? I know that I saw one with a merman. That was awfully good. Didn't take you very long and was very detailed by the time it was done. I was very impressed. What other types I mean, being a mermaid, of course, merman would be something that you would be interested in, I imagine. But are there other types of things you like to draw?
Um, it's mostly just fan art that I do, but most of the times I do draw my original characters, but it's, that's mostly off screen. I plan to actually doing a big drawing one stream where I just draw all my original characters and like just be like, here's my pretty children. Please look at them.
Now, you say original characters. That
Mm.
indicates that you've had some ideas and some characters sitting around. Tell us a little bit about those.
So in high school, I made a whole thing. I was influenced by Bleach, of course, because Bleach is awesome.
Hmm.
Um, I decided I would make a similar story to that, where it's one of my characters. She's got like orange hair with pigtails.
Yeah.
Her name was Niichi, and pretty much it was what's that other anime? I can't remember, but it was taking samples from that using blood as a weapon,
Hmm.
um, but it was infused with a ribbon, and she would destroy like ghost-like apparitions, and that's pretty much like the same story as Bleach.
Yeah.
Um, but I have so many other characters. I have a demon boy named Braith, and he's pretty much your delinquent type. It's like if to name a lot, my favorite recent original characters that I have, um, which is Jalin and Arlen, and they're my outer world magical boys, sort of, and it's so good. Arlen is basically a magician who goes through portals to help others. Um, and he is a person of color, and he's so pretty, and I love him for that. I'll probably show you some pictures later, maybe if you want. Um, but yeah, I have many, many, many OCs to list out the ones that I have. It's going to be a long list.
Man, sounds like you've got an entire fleshed out world to
Yeah.
draw from. That tells me that there's some imagination. behind that, and you've really uh, worked on this for quite a while.
Yes, yes, I have, because Arlen and Charlene are going to be. I'm going to try and make a short manga series. I'm going to try.
Hey, go for it. That would be it. That would be something else, especially with your artistic talent. If you've got the storyline to go with it, why not?
Yeah.
And that would be really really cool. Now this would be. Would you do it and publish it online? What would you do with it once you've got it done?
Uh, it will be published online. Probably not just yet because I'm still fleshing out the story. I've written it up and I'm going through it. I'm like, this makes no sense. Out you go, put this in, and all that stuff.
There's always
Um,
something to tweak.
yeah, just
Y-
fixing up the storyboard to
Yeah,
make before I start drawing it out.
and where does the little old man who was a radio announcer fit into this story? He's easy to draw, just a just
I
a just a gray
don't.
blob
Yeah,
in the corner.
he may go there somewhere.
No, really, I'm glad that you're able to do this, able to take something that obviously has been, for lack of a better word, a dream of yours, and now that you've worked yourself into a situation to where you can make this dream a reality.
Mm, yes, hopefully.
Well, what's it going to take between now and then? What will be the
Um,
what will push it over the edge?
I don't know. It's just me probably getting the juices of motivation to go through to do it.
Mhm. Well,
It's like happening bits in pieces at the moment.
yeah,
I got other things to worry about. Like I do work a very long shift at works,
yes,
so it's like 42 hours a week.
yes. Stupid jobs. Oh, sorry. Always getting in the
Stupid
way.
jobs. I wish I had free money.
The life getting in the way of things and all that thing.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
being able to come back to this and work on it on your own time, at your own pace, and you are the person who has all the creative control. That's,
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot of people who'd be jealous of that.
Yeah, well, there are plenty of other people in the same boat as me. They're just a little bit more tough on themselves to actually get it through. Like, recently, have you heard of Has Been Hotel?
Yes, absolutely. You can't
Yeah.
be on Twitter for any period of time without having Has Been Hotel show up.
Yeah, so it's the same process, me with Visipop, but she's been working on it for about so and so years. I'm not going to actually say it because I don't have the actual year thing, but I watched her stuff like way back, like her early stuff. And for her to get to this point, it's just like, man, I'm going to aspire to do something like that. Probably won't have an animation, but just to have my stuff out there for people to be like, oh yeah, have you heard of this?
And that's cool. You get kind of a wind beneath your wings as far as that goes.
Pretty much.
Wow. Is there somebody that you have kind of based your style on, or is it your own style that you've come up with yourself, out of cloth?
As in art style or as
Right.
in storyboarding?
Well, both really, but first the art style.
My art style is actually a mix in between like early 2000s anime style. I've never really grown out of it, but I'm hoping, that's a word. I'm hoping that it goes into the newish style. I have an art piece that I'm working on. It's sort of newish style, but I have yet to finish it. So when it's public, I'll probably tag you in it and be like, "Hey, this is the thing I was talking about that I
Yeah,
was working on."
I do want to see this. And I wonder. I'm guessing that for an artist who has a certain style and is comfortable with that style, trying something different is kind of a leap into space. you, you you're
Pretty
not
much.
you're not so comfortable with it. You want to give it a try and see how it turns out.
Mm, yes.
Yeah. See now I'm lucky enough to have absolutely no talent, so there won't be any jumping as far as my artwork goes. But I can imagine for someone who's got, especially from what I'm getting from you, who has had these characters and this kind of story in your head for a while and have been working on it, taking that extra step outside the box might be a little scary.
A little bit scary, but not too overwhelming to the point where I won't stop myself from doing it.
Yeah, yeah. I I I try to keep myself in the box as much as possible, and the wife is very thankful for that. Don't spend any money, Eric. That's what she says. They really it's something to see now that we're kind of catching a mid stride in a way, where you've got goals in mind and set. Maybe not a set in stone date of when you're going to reach those goals, but those goals are definitely there for you.
That they are.
Well, and certainly reachable, I would imagine. Now, as far as the storyline is concerned, you mentioned that you kind of influences on the art. Storyline, is that definitely your own? Is it something where you've kind of uh, used some manga, something along the lines as a influence as far as that goes?
Uh, so many different medias of anime have influenced this. I've sort of like took the inspiration from that, try to jumble it around to make it my own. There is a manga. It's pretty niche. I complained about it on my Twitter when I was moving that I lost one volume of it.
Oh,
It's called Nightmare Inspector. So it's it's sort of uncanny valley. It's where this guy goes into people's nightmares to find out how he can help them.
mm,
Um, it's sort of a way of healing. Sometimes it works. Sometimes the person actually dies, and yeah, it's a pretty cool manga to read. But like I said, I've taken inspiration from Bleach. I've taken inspiration from Nightmare Inspector. I've taken inspiration from many isekai anime. Well, not. I've probably only watched one isekai, which is somewhat of a soft boys love. Kyo Kara Mao.
mm-hmm,
And that's the name of the anime.
mm-hmm.
I've taken inspiration from that as well, and pretty it's pretty cool. And like just trying to mix it up, jumble it up, make it my own kind of thing, somewhat like a fantasy, sci-fi adventure. So and a bit just shonen because there's going to be no female protagonist that's being going to be the love interest because I find that cliche not so great. It takes away from the story. It's just like this guy doing his heroic things. Some random girl walks in, tries to be the tough one, or tries to be the shy or cutesy type one, and it derails from the story and it just becomes a romance. And I'm just like, I was here for the shonen.
Oh, I gotta tell you, my wife hates that so bad in movies, and it says, "Why is she even here?" type of deal.
Exactly.
And it just draws away completely from the story, and I completely understand where you're coming from as far as that goes. Sounds like you got a pretty interesting stew there. Now you just got to cook it up.
Pretty much. And that's what I'm in doing. I'm currently going through the storyboard, again, picking apart and replacing and making sure that it's making a cohesive sentence and scene.
No, that's well, my hat's off to you because I couldn't concentrate that long. Really, I really couldn't. I took a little flip towards writing a few years ago, and I've got stuff in my head, but I can't get it on the paper. And for someone, really, that's you've got my salute to have that goal and continue to work towards it. So that's really something. That's something to be proud of. I hope that you're able to continue working on it and to your heart's content, and as at least the year goes by and in the future. Now, as far as gaming goes, I know you do a couple games online. What types of games do you usually do when you are gaming?
Um, so I mostly just play like JRPGs, but I've also played like Monster Hunter off stream. I
Mhm.
love that game. I love playing it with my friends.
Mhm.
Uh, I what else? I play just your basic like Animal Crossing and Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy will always be my top favorite.
There's
I'm
a
not playing
there's a
the
few
new Final Fantasy
there's a
7.
few Final Fantasy videos on there. if
Yeah.
if you check out the archives, there are a few Final Fantasy archives, bits
Yeah.
and pieces on there. So if you do like also the relaxing games such as a Animal Crossing type of thing as well.
Yeah. I also like playing Legend of Zelda or anything that the Switch will let me play of Legend of Zelda because I grew up with that on this Nintendo 64. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, it sounds like you've got a. It's and I also saw singing. Is that something you?
thingy.
Is it something you're going to be doing more of?
Um, thingy is just basically just random things that I do. So it's gosh, making me go to my Twitch channel to find out what was in there. I just like dumped everything in there.
These are the tough questions that a hard hitting
These are the
journalist
tough
would.
ones. Yeah.
Uh, but again,
Um,
you're talking about performances and um, this it does take to me a bit of a spine to walk out there in front of an audience that you don't even know and put out. You have done a little bit on the YouTube with it. Um, is that something you really want to do? Is it something you're messing with, or do you really want to do this as part of your channel?
oh, you said singing. My brain is saying thinging. I'm
No,
so
no,
sorry.
singing.
Singing.
Yes.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm working on another cover song.
Ah, which one?
I just, yeah, I like to do that in my pastime as well. I'm just like, I really want someone to hear me sing this, and I just do it. But also at the same time, that song has a meaning to me. Like everyone that does a cover song, some people just do cover songs like King. King is a cover song that everyone does.
Mhm.
It's like, you know, that top song that everyone can sing to, and it's very, very popular. And
Right.
yeah, I'm just like one of those people, um, that will sing a song that I like. And at the time that I like to sing it, it will get popular and I'll just draw myself back from it. Like, um, Sing My Pleasure, which was from an anime and I can't remember it, but my friend was like, do this. And I read through the lyrics and I started listening to it. I'm like, this reminds, she says, this reminds me of when you sing Diamond Crevasse from Macross Frontier. And I'm like, it does. And I love Macross Frontier. And I plan on doing one of Cheryl Gnome's songs. And I actually sang it on stage at a anime convention.
Oh my. Now you're really talking brave there. I can't get up in front of the stage for anything and to let alone try to hit a note. I have not hit a note since 1983 on
Oh
purpose.
no.
No, that's escaped me for a long time. That in getting up and so really audiences and you have gotten along.
Yeah, most of the time the people in chat are like my friends that I know IRL, and most of the time it's just some lovely people decided to check out my channel, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm not here for the view count. I'm just here to meet people and see what they're interested in and talk to them pretty much.
Well, that's what we're here for too. And I'm glad to be able to talk to you today, get to know you a little bit, and let's steer some folks to what you've got going, the art, the gaming, and occasionally a little bit of song on your channel as well. How can folks get to your channel?
They can find me on my Twitch channel. I use basically the same name for every bit of socials, which is Onikusparkles. I'm also on Twitch. I've already said Twitch, Twitter. I do have a Blue Sky account, but I hardly ever use it because I haven't downloaded the app for it.
That's what I do with my bank account. I have bank accounts, but I hardly
Yeah.
ever use them because I haven't downloaded any money for them. But
Yeah.
folks, you got to check out what Oniku has to offer. We'll have the links coming up in below the interview here on the channel, and hopefully once you get things going, once you get that manga going, once you get some stuff up, we'll get you on again and we'll talk about what your projects are. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.